Chopper, just like Luffy, has a Zoan type Hito fruit. Now, the question is Chopper also a mythical type Zoan? If you, like many One Piece fans, ask yourself this question, then you will find answers in this video. But before I give you the straight yes and no answer, I need to guide you through on the how and the why the real origins of Chopper's Hito just make sense. And we will begin from where Chopper's story started, at Drum Island. Something major occurred at Drum Island just before the arrival of the Straw Hats. It was only referenced once by Dalton, but the citizens of the Winter Island experienced the massive destructive power from a crew of 5 pirates. And I'm talking about the Blackbeard pirates. So the question is, why did Blackbeard go to Drum Island? Well, my educated guess was that he was looking for a devil fruit. And could it be possible that this fruit was a Hito? Hello, my name is Marco and welcome to One Piece World Journal. In this video, I will show you another secret Oda might have just kept from us that is based on Chopper's Hito, why Blackbeard could potentially be looking for the specific Hito, and reasons why it could have imperative consequences for the future of the One Piece story. If we know one thing about Blackbeard is that he knows his fruits. Teach has dedicated his entire life in learning everything there is to know about devil fruits. This fruit knowledge probably also includes how and where to look for them. So, how did he know that there should have been a specific fruit in Drum Island? Well, there's a popular theory about the devil fruits that suggests a devil fruit will reappear wherever the last user has died. Based on this theory, it could be possible that Blackbeard, upon doing his research on this specific fruit, learned that the last user died in Drum Island. Let's suppose for a moment that what I said is true. Well, the 3 devil fruits that were presented in Drum Island are Dalton's Ushi, Chopper's Hito, and Wappo's Baku. I'm going to take an educated guess and say that Blackbeard wasn't looking for Wappo's or Dalton's fruit, since both men are still alive. So, can the same be said about Chopper? Yes and no. Blackbeard probably looks for specific physical characteristics and power abilities when trying to identify a specific fruit. And looking at Chopper at first glance, Blackbeard didn't see anything he was looking for. To Blackbeard, Chopper just looked like another person that ate some type of Zoan reindeer fruit. But that's what probably threw Blackbeard off. Remember, Chopper is not a person, and his Zoan type is not a reindeer. Therefore, Blackbeard probably did not even take into consideration that Chopper could possibly be the something that he was looking for. But there's nothing really special about Chopper's fruit, you might say. Well, what if I told you that is most likely incorrect? So, I know that there's a lot of fans that do not agree with the suggestion that Chopper ate a mythical Zoan fruit, since they believe that Chopper has already shown us his awakening through Monster Point. Although that is a fair argument, I don't agree with it, and here's why. Chopper has not awakened his ability yet. Probably because he is too young. Oda has made it pretty clear that young devil fruit users are limited to accessing their fruit's full potential. Take Momosuke for example. He only experienced his fruit's full potential when he was aged. Let's remember, Chopper is only 17, 2 years younger than Luffy. While Luffy is the youngest devil fruit user to experience awakening that we've seen, you can't just compare Luffy with Chopper. The major difference between Luffy and Chopper is that Luffy tested the limits of his fruit, mainly when put into a corner by extremely powerful opponents. Although Chopper did have his fair share of fights, you just can't compare his fighting experience with that of Luffy's. Let's also look back on what Doflamingo said about awakening. He said it is very rare in which the devil fruit power can affect objects aside from the wielder. Chopper in Monster Point doesn't have any effect on his surroundings. Yet, let's move on to the juicy question. Is Chopper's fruit a mythical type Zoan? In order to answer that question in the straight yes or no fashion, I need to show you all the similarities between Chopper and a mythical type Zoan that we all know so very well. Straw Pirate Luffy. So, both Chopper and Luffy have been raised without parents. Both of them had a fatherly mentor that was there in their life for exactly 1 year. This fatherly mentor was an inspiration to what direction they would take in life, with one being a pirate and one being a doctor. Also, both Luffy and Chopper received a hat from these mentors and a name, Tony Chopper and Straw Hat. Both want to be the best at what they do, shown by their end goal, becoming King of Pirates and becoming the panacea to cure all the diseases in the world. Both Chopper and Luffy tried to save a loved one from the grasp of death, and both were unsuccessful. Also, both of them believed it was their fault that Ace and Hiluluk respectively died. After moving on from their dramatic experiences, both Luffy and Chopper were taken in, nurtured, and trained by important figures from their respective fields, Rayleigh and Dr. Korea. And, most importantly, both are Zoan types. I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that Chopper's devil fruit could be just like Luffy in where it is a mythical type Zoan. And I'll even take it further. Chopper's fruit, just like Luffy's, is based on a god. So if Luffy was Nika, then what god could Chopper potentially be? To understand more about Chopper's devil fruit, we have to revisit the moment where Chopper found his purpose in life. And I'm referencing to one of the flashbacks that will always have a place in my heart. The moment is when Dr. Hiluluk tells Chopper about the story of the thief in the far west that had an incurable disease. A man who lost all hope just wandered off but accidentally stumbled on a field full of sakura leaves. After that, his terminal illness was miraculously healed. Hiluluk goes on to say his famous line.
つまりこの世に治せねえ病気なんてねえのさ。俺のことを誰がどう言おうとも俺はこの国を医者として救ってみせる。だから全ての病気に俺はこのドクロを抱えたのだ。
After hearing the story, Chopper was heartstruck. He believed that what Hiluluk just shared was both beautiful and challenging. Right there and then, he knew what his calling in life was. To be able to cure all the diseases in the world. And this was the first hint about the origin of Chopper's devil fruit. And then let's move to the scene that broke our hearts. Chopper finds out the news that Dr. Hiluluk is dying. Just days earlier, he heard about a rare mushroom that can be used as some sort of panacea. He believes that this mushroom can save Hiluluk's life, without knowing that the picture he was taking reference from was actually the highly poisonous Amudake mushroom. Although Hiluluk knew the truth about the mushroom, how could he tell the truth to such a kind soul? And coincidentally, just like that, Hiluluk's work of over 30 years of Sakura Woman in the Snow became successful. So was Hiluluk's work being a success merely coincidental to the timing, or was Oda giving us another hint? At the time, in no way could have Chopper prevented Hiluluk from dying physically. However, it could be possible that Chopper subconsciously saved Hiluluk spiritually. Hiluluk dying before his work was done has a depressing sound. However, his work and will lived on.
人はいつ死ぬと思う。人に忘れられた時さ。
However, Dr. Korea was not as kind as Hiluluk and told Chopper the truth.
気持ちが嬉しかったのさ。図鑑のドクロは猛毒の印だ。嘘じゃない。覚えときな。この世に万病に効く薬なんてありゃしないんだ。だから医者がいるんだよ。
This obviously caused Chopper a meltdown. The only person that had truly cared about him was gone. And on top of that, Chopper thought it was his fault that Dr. Hiluluk died. This experience would tear apart the toughest of men. But instead, for Chopper, this experience was the catalyst to his inspirations. He saw his failure as an opportunity to grow. His dream was that he wanted to be able to heal the hopeless and the sick. He wanted to be the panacea himself because there are no incurable diseases in the world. Notice how I keep saying the word panacea. Well, panacea, for those of you who don't know, is a solution for all difficulties and diseases. Now, panacea, for those of you that skip Greek mythology, is the goddess of universal health. She is a shy goddess that dwells in the forest. Ancient legends suggest that it is extremely hard to find her, but when you do, it will be worth it. These legends also narrate that Panacea traditionally brings Apollos with a special medicine that she prepares in secret. And this medicine has the ability to cure all the diseases in the world. So, could it be possible that Chopper ate the Hito Hito mythical Zoan, model Panacea? And its final power is the ability to cure every disease in the world?
それって逆なんじゃない？
So, now that I gave you my insight on the true identity of Chopper's devil fruit, let's return to understanding the reason why Blackbeard would want to get his hands on this specific fruit. The obvious one being that having a devil fruit user with the ability to cure every illness is pretty advantageous. Plus, the obvious candidate would be the Green Reaper Doc Q, who has been sick ever since birth. But unfortunately, there was a more sinister reason the Blackbeards need this fruit. Now, Oda most likely used Queen and his many plagues as a foreshadowing tool for the final arc. See, I have a feeling that the Blackbeard pirates are planning a pandemic disease of global proportions that probably, because of Dr. Q's expertise, will be unstoppable. However, the only notch is that the power of the Panacea fruit could most likely nullify this biochemical weapon. As we all know, Blackbeard doesn't strike unless he's sure to have an infallible plan. And this minor flaw is what's probably keeping the whole world safe. Whether I'm right or not about the origin of Chopper's devil fruit, if the Blackbeard pirates do have this sinister plan up their sleeve, their natural antagonist will be no other than Tony Chopper. This will be his moment to fulfill his dream and prove to the world that In the end, he did inherit the will of Dr. Hiluluk, the man that was willing to die for the sake of healing the world. Dr. Hiluluk knew the world was sick, yet he believed that he could find the cure. Just like the tale he told Chopper about the thief in the far west that was healed from a terminal illness after finding a fistful of sakura leaves. The anime makes it pretty clear that the sakura leaves symbolize blood, the fluid of life. When you put thought on that concept, you start to realize that maybe the sakura leaves have a bigger role than just symbolizing life. Maybe the sakura leaves are the special ingredient in making the medicine that can cure everything. Maybe the man that believed that there are no incurable diseases in the world had the solution in a story that he would tell about a thief in the far west. Although Hiluluk's story was told over 3 chapters in one piece, his impact and message changed the way I will live my life. Your will definitely lives on, both in One Piece and in many of our hearts. Let me drink sake to your wonderful life, Quack Doctor, and to your son, who has inherited your will. This is Marco from One Piece World Journal, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.